"Who let that old guy on the line?" one of the recruits muttered, nudging his buddy as they adjusted their scopes in the blazing sun. The SEAL training range was no place for tourists, and yet there he was, grey-bearded, eyes like stone, hunched over a massive .50 caliber rifle like he owned it. Most of the young guys laughed. Some smirked. None of them knew who he was. But that changed the moment the rifle thundered and the instructor's clipboard snapped shut mid-mark. The old man didn't flinch, didn't smile, just reloaded, chambered another round, and pulled the trigger with the slow, unshakable precision of someone who'd fired through dust, jungle, and silence. But it wasn't the way he shot that got their attention. It was the tattoo on his forearm, partially hidden beneath a rolled-up sleeve. A black ink trident with wings. Barely faded, unmistakable to anyone who'd earned the right to wear it. One of the recruits, Mason, fresh out of Bud S Phase 1, squinted and took a step forward, heart pounding. "Sir, is that a Navy SEAL trident?" The old man paused, hand still resting on the barrel. He looked up slowly, eyes locking with Mason's, not hostile, just heavy. Like a vault full of names and missions, no one was allowed to speak out loud. "They don't call it that anymore," he said quietly. "Now it's just ink to remind me who didn't come back." The laughter stopped. Mason stood at attention instinctively, confusion and awe wrestling on his face. His teammates fell silent, watching. The range officer stepped forward, clearly rattled. "Gentlemen, meet Master Chief Petty Officer Ray McCall. Retired. 40 years of service. Operation Red Reaper, Iron Dagger, Cold Dagger, Ghost Rain, half of them still classified." Gasps broke out. Some of the names weren't even in training manuals. The recruits looked at each other, stunned. And the old man, he simply wiped the sweat from his brow and said, "I didn't come here to talk. I came to shoot." What followed wasn't practice, it was poetry in recoil. Ray's shots rang out like thunderclaps, each one punching holes clean through steel targets at impossible distances. The recruits watched in frozen respect as the man who had once trained the trainers showed them what legacy looked like. During the break, Mason found the courage to approach him. "Sir, why don't they talk about you?" Ray stared at the horizon. "Because stories get in the way of war, and legends get men killed." Mason didn't fully understand, but he nodded anyway. Then Ray looked at him again, softer this time. "You think this tattoo means something? It doesn't. Not unless you earn it with silence, sacrifice, and the lives you carry when it's over." He rolled his sleeve back down. Mason looked around. His buddies, once cocky, loud, full of jokes, were now quiet. Some nodded at Ray. One of them saluted without thinking. Something in the air had shifted. Later that evening, as the sun dipped low over the range, the recruits watched Ray pack up his gear. Nothing fancy, no fanfare, just a battered rucksack, a torn ball cap, and eyes that had seen too much to ever unsee. As he walked past, Mason called out, "Sir, will you come back?" Ray paused. "You want war stories, son?" "No, sir," Mason replied. "I want to be the kind of man they don't have to tell stories about." The old man turned, cracked the faintest smile, and nodded. "Then you're already ahead of most." That night, the recruits sat in a circle, unusually silent. No one boasted, no one bragged. They all just stared at the stars, wondering what it meant to be more than strong. To be remembered in silence, to live so fully that even your scars don't speak louder than your restraint. And from that day forward, every time a new recruit asked about the old man with the sniper rifle, the others would just say, "You weren't ready to meet him, because legends don't shout. They fire once and leave echoes that never stop ringing." Before we end this story, let us know in the comment where in the world you are watching from. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop your thoughts below.